The movie opens with Lamont Savage, a decorated war hero, once the pride of the U.S. Army. He has fought in war zones across the globe, but glory doesn't pay hospital bills. Now, stripped of fortune and honor, he struggles to provide for his daughter, who suffers from a life-threatening medical condition. Desperate and cornered, he storms a drug den to steal enough money for her treatment. He succeeds in surviving the raid, but not in escaping the law. Lamont is arrested and sentenced to a decade behind bars. Then comes an unexpected twist of fate. The city's police commissioner offers him a deal. Instead of serving out his time, Lamont can go undercover inside Degnan Correctional Facility, a corporate-owned private prison notorious for its brutality, corruption, and whispered atrocities. Its warden is a tyrant in uniform, protected by a staff of ex-military guards who treat inmates like cannon fodder. If Lamont can infiltrate the system and bring back proof of corruption, he'll walk free. Lamont accepts. For his daughter's sake, he has no choice. Degnan, however, is nothing short of hell. Inside its walls, survival is a daily war. Guards beat men without hesitation, prisoners divide into racial gangs, and new arrivals are fresh meat for torment. The commissioner provides Lamont with a hidden cell phone to send evidence, but one thing quickly becomes clear: Degnan eats men alive. It's not a prison, it's a gladiator pit disguised as justice. One day, Lamont is jumped by the Aryan Brotherhood. He fights back with military precision, nearly tearing them apart, but a stranger named Bones steps in to help him survive. Bones is a son of a martial arts grandmaster, a fighter with a tragic past. After the brutal attack in his cell, Terry Savage was thrown into a cold, underground cell, every second haunted by the thought of his little daughter, lying helpless in a hospital bed. After a stint in solitary, Lamont hears about the dungeon. The dungeon is Degnan's darkest secret, an underground fight club built by the warden himself. No rules, no mercy, just prisoners forced to tear each other apart for the amusement and profit of their overseers. Victors earn respect. At the top sits Freeway, a hulking brawler and enforcer of order. Freeway's reign keeps the prison balanced, his dominance allowed in exchange for loyalty to the warden. Bones offers to train Lamont, revealing that he once trained Freeway himself. On his first day in the dungeon, he'd survived, witnessing savage battles that shook him to the core, secretly recording them with the hidden phone he was given before entering prison. But when the third fight came, it was his turn. With fists like iron and a strike as heavy as a tank, he dropped his opponent to the ground in just seconds. Into the prison walked lawyer Jeanette Johnson, carrying a tempting proposal to set him free. But Terry refused. His mission inside these walls was far from over. With a heavy sigh, she slipped him a business card, whispering that he might need it one day, then turned and walked away, leaving him with the weight of his choice. Terry pushed his body beyond its limits, training relentlessly until, with Bones' guidance, he became a beast. In the dungeon, he faced a new opponent, quick, flashy, and full of arrogance. But speed meant nothing against Terry's devastating, kiloton punch. One strike, and it was over. As Lamont's reputation grows, he learns that Degnan's fighting pit isn't an isolated spectacle. Across the nation, other corporate-run prisons host their own underground tournaments. Terry's rise to fame inside the prison made him a target. Freeway, the feared shot caller, unleashed his gang on him, pushing and provoking at every turn. One day, two of Freeway's men cornered Terry, and chaos erupted. A guard trying to save him was stabbed in the struggle. The aftermath was brutal. Both attackers were executed by prison authorities. That was the breaking point. Tired of the insults, Terry demanded a match with Freeway himself. In the dungeon, the fight was fierce, two titans colliding in a storm of fists. But in the end, Terry stood tall, victorious, and claimed the title of top dog. But the fighting ring isn't the warden's only scheme. Inside Degnan, prisoners are forced to process narcotics, cocaine, marijuana, performance enhancers, under the guise of workshop labor. The drugs are packaged and smuggled out, funding a criminal empire under government contracts. The warden rewards him with a new offer, a cut of the drug profits. It's the ultimate temptation, a soldier turned into a kingpin, all under the warden's watch. Then the devastating truth surfaces. Lamont wasn't sent in as an undercover agent at all. The commissioner never planned to expose Degnan. In reality, the commissioner and the warden are allies. They bet on Lamont from the start, confident he would rise to the top. They wanted him as their weapon, their guaranteed champion in the interprison fight circuit. There was never going to be a pardon. At first, he tried to refuse their offer, but the moment they threatened to hurt his friend, he had no choice. Betrayed but unbroken, Lamont begins plotting a coup. Lamont hands off the memory card of evidence to Jeanette Johnson, a brave advocate working with the outside authorities. He unites inmates from the drug workshops. With Bones at his side and even Freeway eventually swayed, he builds a fragile alliance of men who want more than survival. The night of Lamont's ultimate match arrives. His opponent, the top dog from Aurora Correctional Facility. The prison turns into a carnival of violence. Wardens and spectators gathered to place bets on men's lives. But just as fists fly in the arena, the DA storms Degnan in riot gear, catching not only the warden but also another prison chief in the act of presiding over illegal fights. Chaos erupts, the coup of prisoners colliding with the arrival of federal forces. The warden and commissioner are dragged away in shackles. Lamont's evidence earns him not just freedom, but vindication. His daughter's medical treatment is covered by the state, a debt repaid to a man who sacrificed everything. Congress is forced to intervene, cracking down on private prisons, as Degnan's secrets bleed into the public. Lamont Savage emerges from prison gates, not as a criminal, but as a hero. He reunites with his daughter, her fragile health now secured. True to his word, he ensures Bones and Freeway are given a second chance. In the end, Degnan tried to bury Lamont. Instead, he buried Degnan. Thanks for watching. Let's meet again in another quick recap. 7 minutes is all you need to dive into stories like this. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Did you catch the name? Drop it in the comments, or request a recap of your choice. Until next time, bye.